So children, in the previous class, we have been doing nouns. Remember? Nouns. And I have sent you the exercises from the chapter nouns. Hope you all have got that. Shall we continue? We have actually done the first exercise while we were doing interaction. I have asked you questions from exercise 1 and you all have answered well. So let us go on to the next exercise, that is form abstract nouns from these words by adding the given suffixes. What are prefixes, children? Prefixes are what you add before a word in order to form another word. So suffixes are words what you add after a word. Okay. So now you are going to form abstract nouns. I already told what are abstract nouns. Abstract nouns from these words by adding the given suffixes. Okay. So the first question. Using NESs. So with great, when you add NESs, it becomes greatness. With kind, when you add NESs, it becomes kindness. Happy, Happy, happy and NESs. You have to change that Y to I and add NESs, happiness. Remember, there will be change in spelling of the word when you add NESs, when you add suffixes. Lazy, L-A-Z-Y again. Y is changed to I, laziness. Dark, darkness. Blind, blindness. Snook. See, for all this great, kind, happy, lazy, dark, blind, all these are adjectives. Whereas one word is there towards the end, snook, which means that showing lack of respect. So you need not add any S's with that because it is already in the noun form. And I am not asking you to form the abstract form, you just write there snook. Snook means showing lack of respect or contempt. It is noun form, so you need not change it into abstract form. You just write snook. Whereas for all the others, you add NESs and make the abstract noun form. Okay. Now, another suffix, ITY. Real, reality. Equal, equality. Pure, purity. Able, ability. Moral, morality. So you have added the suffix ITY. Remember, in the first set you have added the suffix NESs. In the second set you have added the suffix ITY with these words: real, equal, pure, able, moral. Next, DOM. The suffix DOM. With free, it becomes freedom. With wise, it becomes wisdom. You have learned our principal is a man of wisdom. You have learned in the other class. Wisdom. Kingdom. Then suffix SHIP. Friendship. Hardship. Leadership. Remember, suffixes are what you add after a word. Prefixes are what you add before a word. Pre means before. Suffix means what you add after. TH. Next suffix is TH. Growth. Health. Truth. Depth. Death. Strength. I'll repeat. Growth. Health. Truth. Depth. Death. Strength. Now the next exercise is fill in the blanks with abstract nouns formed from the words given in brackets. So there is very little dash. In the bracket it is given differ. So you have to form the abstract noun form of that differ, difference. There is very little difference between. Succeed is given in bracket. The abstract noun form is success. When you achieve something, you get success that you can feel. Between success and failure, in the bracket it is given fail. Abstract noun form of fail is failure. If you have confidence, in the bracket it is given confident. Abstract noun form is confidence. Sincerity, in the bracket it is given sincere. Abstract noun form is sincerity. Sincerity. And the ability, in the bracket it is given able. Ability to work hard, you will do well in life. So I'll repeat the sentence. There is very little difference between success and failure. If you have confidence, sincerity, and the ability to work hard, you will do well in life. Remember, the words will be given in bracket. You will have to change those words into the abstract form. Words will be given in bracket. For the exam, if it is asked, you have to write like that. The second one is dash. In bracket it is press. Abstract noun form of press is pressure. 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 Pressure is neither good nor bad. It is good if it leads to quick action. In the bracket it is given act. Abstract noun form is action. And bad if it causes tense is given in bracket. So the abstract noun form is tension. The dash is always yours. In bracket it is given choose. The abstract noun form is choice. I'll repeat. Pressure is neither good nor bad. It is good if it leads to quick action and bad if it causes tension. The choice is always yours. Remember, words will be given in brackets. You will have to form abstract noun forms of the verbs of the words given in brackets. Now, solve the following puzzle with the help of the clues given. Note all the words filled in can be used as collective nouns. What are collective nouns? That comes in groups. Okay, that comes in groups. So now you are given a crossword puzzle. So how will you do? You will be given words to be filled across. Across means from left to right. And down, from up to down. You have to come down. So the first one, a dash of sticks, a bundle of sticks. I'll repeat, a bundle of sticks. Collective noun, bundle, collective noun. One stick, a bundle of sticks. A suite of rooms, S-U-I-T-E is suite. You have to pronounce suite. Don't say suite room. It's suite room. Suite, hotel suite. A suite of rooms means a set of rooms in a hotel. A suite of rooms. A bouquet of flowers. You give a bouquet to the guest. A bouquet of flowers. A crew of sailors. A crew of sailors. A team of players. A herd of cattle. A pack of carts. I'll repeat. The words bundle, suite, bouquet, crew, team, herd, and pack are collective nouns. Remember the pronunciation suite. And here it is bouquet. That T is silent. Bouquet of flowers. I'll repeat. A bundle of sticks, a suite of rooms, a bouquet of flowers, a crew of sailors, a team of players, a herd of cattle, a pack of carts. Now let us fill what is given for across. A dash of fish, a shoal of fish. You will not say fishes. Why? Fish of one kind is fish only when you change it into plural. When there are varieties of fishes, you can say fishes. So a shoal of fish. You can also say a school of fish. A shoal of fish or a school of fish. a crowd of people in a market, an audience at a concert. What is a concert? It's a public performance. Musicians perform at a concert. An audience at a concert. A fleet of ships. A swarm of flies. Flies in groups. A swarm of flies. An army of soldiers. Soldiers in a group. An army. The Indian army. An army of soldiers. A flock of birds. Birds flying in the sky in a group. So I'll repeat once again. A shoal of fish. A crowd of people in a market. An audience at a concert. A fleet of ships. A bunch of bananas. A swarm of flies. And an army of soldiers. A flock of birds. Okay. So collective nouns come in groups. So for the exam you won't be given crossword puzzle or anything. You will be asked to fill in using collective nouns and abstract nouns. Okay. So shall we continue? So I'll repeat what is abstract and concrete nouns. Abstract nouns name feelings like love, anger, qualities like bravery, honesty, states of mind like hope, trust, or ideas like education, knowledge. What these words suggest has no physical form. You cannot see, you cannot touch, but you can feel. These has got no physical form that we may see or touch, but we can feel. So those are abstract nouns. Now, concrete nouns. Concrete nouns stand for something that we can see or touch. Something that has a physical form. Something that has a position in space. You can see that. You can touch that. You can see that it is there in front of you. It has got a position in space. It is present. Concrete nouns usually refer to people. You can see your uncle, no, when he comes to your house. Architect. Who is an architect? One who designs a building. House. Okay. Then animals. Kangaroo, swan, ant. All these are concrete nouns. Okay. You can see. You can touch. It has got a physical form. Then places. For example, hospital, market. You can see the hospital. You can go to the market and buy things. And things. Watch. You can wear a watch. You can touch a watch. You can see a watch. Then brush. You can use a brush to brush your hair, comb your hair, or the other brush, the toothbrush. All these are concrete nouns that you can see, that you can touch, that has got physical form, that has got a position in space. Now words like glass, milk, blood, steam, these are names of substances. I'll repeat, glass, glass with which you make a glass in which you can take water and drink. So that substance is glass. It is made of glass, the substance. Then milk, blood, steam, these are names of substances. All these come under concrete nouns, are also concrete nouns. Okay. So that is the difference between abstract and concrete. Remember. Then countable and uncountable nouns. From the word itself you can understand that countable means that can be counted. Uncountable means you cannot count. So this is one more way of classifying nouns, that is countable and uncountable. Most common nouns are countable. They have both singular and plural form. So if a noun has got singular and plural form, they are called countable nouns. For example, wall, the wall of your house. Wall, the plural form is walls. Dog, dogs. So you can change from singular to plural. So they are countables. Then other common nouns are uncountable. So some common nouns are uncountable. There are exceptions. They have both singular and plural form. See, bread means bread only. Plural form also bread. Milk, milk. You can take slices of bread. But when you mention bread, the plural form is bread. One slice, two slices. One slice, four slices. For slices, you can add plural. But whereas for bread, you just say bread. Then milk, milk. Then nouns, let us classify nouns into classification 1. Common, proper, abstract, collective. I will repeat, classification 1. Common, proper, abstract, collective. All these has been explained in the previous class. Common, proper, abstract, collective. Classification 2. Abstract and concrete, what you have learned today. What is the difference between abstract noun that names feelings, concrete nouns that stands for something that we can see or touch. Then classification 3, countable and uncountable nouns. Countable and uncountable nouns. So we have come to the end of that chapter. That is chapter 3, nouns. Now today we will be doing a continuation of nouns. Let us do nouns number, singular and plural. Nouns number means singular and plural. Just now we have learned that common nouns are uncountable. They have both singular and plural form, and here also. Most common nouns are countable. They have both singular and plural form. Example, wall, walls, dog, dogs, all that. So let us continue. Shall we do the next chapter? Are you all ready with your grammar text? Shall we move on to chapter 4, nouns number? So all of you look into the screen. Nouns number. A noun is said to be singular if it refers to one person or thing. Singular means one. So if it refers to one person or thing, it is in the singular form. A noun is said to be singular if it refers to one person or thing. A noun is said to be plural if it refers to more than one person or thing. So, I'll repeat, a noun is said to be singular if it refers to one person or thing. A noun is said to be plural if it refers to more than one person or thing. Let us take some examples. Girl, when you change to plural, it becomes girls. Doll, dolls. Bus, buses. Knife, knives. There will be change in spelling. K-N-I-F-E. Knife, singular. When it becomes plural, K-N-I-V-E-S. Note the change in spelling. Baby, B-A-B-Y. When it becomes plural, B-A-B-I-E-S, babies. Photo, photos. So in this lesson, we are going to learn how you can change from singular to plural and back from plural to singular. Only countable nouns can have a plural form. So it is written, only countable nouns that can be counted can have a plural form. Most common nouns are countable. I repeat, most common nouns are countable. They have both singular and plural forms. What are common nouns? What are common nouns? Uncle, wall, dog. You can have plural form for all that. Formation of plurals. How you can change from singular to plural. How you can change from singular to plural. So the singular forms are written here. Book. When you add S to the book, it becomes books. So most of the nouns form plurals by adding s. Remember, most of the nouns form plurals by adding s, just one s. It is written add s. Book, books. Boy, boys. Cow, cows. Doe, does. Flower, flowers. Girl, girls. You just have to add an s with these words to form plural form. Horse, horses. Kite, kites. Train, trains. Tree, trees. Window, windows. Year, years. So you just have to add s to form plurals of these words. Now, nouns ending in a hissing sound. When nouns end in a hissing sound, when you pronounce and when it ends in a hissing sound, like as, you hear a hissing sound when you end saying that word, as, A-S-S, as, hissing sound. So such words ending in a hissing sound, add es, ending in s, ss, sh, ch and x. For example, ass, asses. Bench, benches. Box, boxes. Brush, brushes. Bus, buses. Bush, bushes. Church, churches. Class, classes. Dish, dishes. Fox, foxes. Gas, gases. Glass, glasses. Remember, these words end in s, ss, sh, ch and x. So you just have to add es with these words. Match, matches. Watch, watches. Nouns ending in o, add es to form plurals. Most nouns ending in o. Remember, see the spelling. For example, buffalo ends in o. So you have to add es in order to form plurals. It becomes buffaloes. Buffalo spelling is buffalo. So when you add with buffalo es, because it ends in o, it becomes buffaloes. Another example is hero, H-E-R-O. It ends again in o. So you have to add es, heroes. Mango, mangoes. Mosquito, mosquitoes. Torpedo. What is torpedo? It's an underwater missile. Torpedo, torpedoes. It becomes torpedoes. Potato, potatoes. So see the plural forms: buffaloes, heroes, mangoes, mosquitoes, torpedoes, potatoes. You just have to add es in order to form the plural form. However, some nouns that end in o, see, there are exceptions. However, some nouns that end in o form their plurals in the normal way. Though you have added es with these words, however, some nouns that end in o form their plural in the normal way. See, bamboo, although it ends in o, you form plural in the normal way, means just adding an s. You don't add es. So these are exceptions. Remember, in English, you can't strictly follow a rule. There will be exceptions. Bamboo, bamboos. Dynamo, dynamos. What are dynamos? Something that converts mechanical energy to electrical energy. It's a machine, okay? It's a machine for converting mechanical energy to electrical energy. Dynamo, dynamos. Photo, photos. Piano, pianos. Stereo, stereos. You just have to add S in the normal way in order to form plural forms of these words. Need not add ES like what you have done before.